So now I am.
Okay, welcome to Talking Jits and Giggles. It's been a bit sporadic lately. We've been in and out, everything's been happening. But look, we want to thank people for helping us put this on. So Marvia Fightwear, Black Friday, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Friday, everyone's getting things. So Marvia Fightwear have got a big sale on at the moment, 30%, so make sure you crack that in. So
Oh my God.
jiu-jitsu stuff and bits and pieces. Open palm massage therapy if you're in Christchurch, burning
Needles.
Tattoos. If you're in Christchurch, you need a tattoo. What do we got? Dan Rivley Builders. We got
Neanderthal.
O3. They are very soon getting their website out, so they're not too far away from getting it. 52%, slightly above average. They've got some really cool stuff come out, and I think that might be it for this at this stage.
What are you, Jose? Any sponsors for you, Jose? Or
any sponsors for you, brother?
Oh yeah. We've got Storage Kings help us a lot through in Queenstown here with everything they can. I've got Just Dig It, they help us as well as much as they can all the time. And Bella Casa Tiling, yeah, so people, they're always behind us. We've got Queenstown Chiropractor with Simon. So if you're looking at readjusting, in jiu-jitsu, you get a bit of aches and pains, going to Simon there, he always helps me out, trying to tune my body. Yeah.
Nice. So we have the resident black belt from Queenstown expanding his gym through the lower part of South Island, but also the mid now. I think you've got a couple of affiliates. I think you've maybe one in Timaru, you got one in Invercargill, Wanaka, Queenstown. I've had the privilege of training with you a couple of times down in Queenstown. And we've had some students come up and down. So welcome to this series, mate, or this episode. Very privileged to have you on. So yeah, just welcome.
Yeah, thank you guys for giving the opportunity here. Come here.
That's all right. Look, man, it's been a hectic year for everyone. But the way we normally start this stuff, and you may have done a few of these before, I'm not too sure, but it's really just about telling people a bit about your story. Why did you come? Well, you started jiu-jitsu. Why did you come to New Zealand? All of that kind of stuff, mate.
Okay. Yeah. I started jiu-jitsu when I was at school, and there was UFC coming up and Royce Gracie beating people in the cage and stuff, and I guess was very interested with with the mechanics of the sport, from day one. It's just being able to actually go around a bigger person always sounded, pretty good on being able to defend myself. And so that's how I started. I did a bit of a capoeira. I wanted to do some martial arts, capoeira from Brazil. Yep. And then for a little bit. Exactly, yeah. It was pretty cool. And I walked past the jiu-jitsu, classroom, and then I looked, and that was it. I thought I want to do that. Then I signed up to a school. They showed me armbar from guard, and that sold me completely, 100%. I said, sign me up, lifetime. So yeah, I think I just always enjoyed, the aspects of jiu-jitsu. You don't have to, get punched in the face, and it's
so how old are you when you say school? How old were you?
When I started, I was 16 years old. Yeah. So that's when I joined first and started doing it, and never really stopped from there, apart from injuries and things like that. Being busy at university, it got a bit harder to be training all the time, but never stopped really.
So did you compete much back in Brazil?
Yes. I left Brazil. I was a blue belt. I had my blue belt for a long time, and and I've been here for 15 years. So yeah, back in Brazil, I did compete a lot as a white belt, and I competed as a blue belt as well. And then that's when I came to New Zealand and started training here and started teaching a little bit. Then really, I competed one more time as a purple belt in Brazil when I went back and visited. Always like to jump in comps, you know,
Yeah.
always whenever possible. Yeah. And then, yeah, from there, it kept going in Queenstown. That's when I started in the school here, which wasn't a school, it was just a class because I needed to train jiu-jitsu, you know? So I need to gather some people together and show them that what it's all about. Yeah, it was a bit weird in Queenstown because there's no jiu-jitsu. You know, everything around jiu-jitsu was a new concept. People didn't know it. So yeah, it was from the scratch, really.
Wow. What brought you to New Zealand? So you said you're just a blue belt or purple belt?
I was a blue belt for quite a long time. I was a blue belt. Then really why I came to New Zealand was for getting out of Curitiba for a bit. I was in Brazil. I lived my whole life in Curitiba, and I wanted to go travel. Maybe I thought I'm going to go around the world, do traveling, and then I came to New Zealand and stayed.
That was it. Stop.
It's pretty far away from Brazil. It's not like just a casual weekend trip too.
Yeah, I had a few options on where I was going to go. You know, like I had Australia in mind, maybe the US. I just wanted to go somewhere.
Yeah.
That was my goal. Like during university, I made my mind up. I was like, I'm going somewhere. And I didn't have a big plan, to be honest. I didn't research too much about New Zealand.
Throw a dart at the map and just.
Yeah, there was a friend coming as well. And he said, I'm going 2 weeks. And I was like, nah, I got a plan. I got to make my plans. And
Give me 3 weeks.
I think it was that actually. 1 week later, there was me coming over. And they didn't plan to stay either, but I came here down to Queenstown, and it was, you know, just things happen. You apply for a visa, and then you're here for a year, and then you all plan to go home. You're always planning to, you know, leave and what's going to do next. And end up staying one more year, and then 15 years, 16 years now.
It's that's what Jordan said the same thing. She planned on doing. Yeah, Jordan said she planned to do a little bit of time in Queenstown, but just ended up staying for years. Just it was such a good time. And such a good food down there. So.
Ended up staying. I want to come here, and they tell me, "Oh, I'm gonna go for 6 months, and I'm leaving." I was like, "Yeah, you see how."
Yeah, you'll leave in 6 months.
Yeah.
So okay, so you moved to New Zealand. You wanted to start up jiu-jitsu. You just started doing some training and that kind of stuff. When did you think to yourself, okay, do you do this full time?
I do now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the one time I come and train you at the back of Queenstown, heading towards Arrowtown, the back way, I think it is, or up the Remarkables. I'm not too sure what it is at Queenstown, past the New World you were.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So, like, how long has it taken you to build your skill, to build it to where you were, so that now you can do it full time?
To build the school, I think it was about 10 years, really. Yeah. In Queenstown, a small town, and people come and go a lot. So it's a long, slow process. When I started, first couple of years, possibly, I used to have my friends. I used to live 20 kilometers away from the gym I was teaching. So I used to have my friends around going, Jose, you're going to travel all this way? There's no one there for you to teach, you know, because there wasn't. And then I was like, nah, I made a commitment. And if I'm not there, then next week there will be no one for sure. Yeah. So if someone shows up, I got to be there, you know. And I was just one person, two. And then you get that one addicted. It goes like, okay, I want to do this. And now it becomes two. It might become five, and then goes down to three again because people leave, you know. And it's slow process. But it's worth it. It was worth it. I didn't aim to anything, to be honest. I think the secret was I wasn't aiming to anything. I was just aiming to keep doing what I was doing, and yeah, and I never stopped.
So you also, you said before too, and I noticed when I train down, you do have a lot of visitors. I mean, that must be pretty cool from, from all around the world. People come to Queenstown, the adventure capital of New Zealand, and all of that kind of stuff. But it must be pretty cool because you get different belts, different people, different all these people from around the world come and train with you. It must be pretty cool.
Gyms, different games, they show up, and then and it is really good. There's a lot of people coming and drop in, and they sometimes even stay for a month or for 6 months, so sometimes you have some really skilled people coming here for a short period of time, and you make the most of it, and then they leave. Someone else will come, so we do have a really good core team now. And then these people keep coming. In the high seasons, there are always people for 3 months, or even just for a week. Come and train. So it's really cool. Yeah. And then everybody's really respectful, really nice, and they're very welcome to our gym. And that's just good experiences. Yeah.
So what do you do outside of jiu-jitsu?
What's that?
What do you do outside of jiu-jitsu?
I did personal training for many years. Yeah. So I used to do personal training morning, mid-afternoon, and then jiu-jitsu from afternoon to night. Pretty full on. So I just met. What's that?
For hobby though, and like another sport, do you play, I don't know, football? Do you cycle? I mean, in Queenstown, there's a lot to do.
Now I do jiu-jitsu.
I go from open guard to closed guard.
Exactly. What kind of jiu-jitsu I play depends on the month. I played a lot of football. I did play a lot of football, and I got to the stage and I thought I'm going to have to give up one or the other. I can't, And I thought when I was younger, I thought it was going to be a hard call to make, and it was easy. No brainer. Yeah.
And you like you say, you talked earlier about your competing wise, and you still like to compete. What's some of your memorable times when you competed, mate? Through all your belt levels.
I'm not very good at keeping records of what I do, really, but I competed a lot in Brazil, all the states around my state, and I competed a lot as a white and blue belt, and then in New Zealand I competed in 2010, I think, I think first competition in New Zealand was your comp, to be honest, as a purple belt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, up in the All Stars grappling one.
Yeah. I don't remember. If you ask me the year, I don't remember either. But I won the. Was that
2008? I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yes. A while. Yeah, and but yeah, I won the Melbourne Open. Pen packs, I came second. I won a couple of New Zealand nationals in here in New Zealand, and I just competed a lot. I think competing in New Zealand, you end up competing on under 90 kgs black belt division quite easily when you drop, when being a lightweight. But that's what I like to do. I like to sign up and getting there. Yeah.
Did that lead you into starting your own tournaments? The ones you do at the Guru King of the South down there now? Is that what got you into those, or?
Yes. I always, King of the South was because we always traveled so far as a team. We go, it's a lot of expenses, a lot of time of work and everything. And I was doing a lot of in-houses here. And our in-house was really good, was getting a lot of people. I was like, I want to try and do something a bit bigger. And had a go, and it was pretty good.
Oh, it's really good. I actually enjoyed it. I was away on holiday recently up in the top of the north, so I couldn't be there with my students. But I sat down all day and watched.
Live feed. Same. was awesome.
And my whole team just did it was quite cool because not that we could, obviously the people that went down to your tournament, but my whole team all day on Messenger were pinging backwards and forwards, who's fighting when, what's going on. That fight was awesome. And to be quite honest, I don't know if other comps have done it before, but, for me as a coach, I really appreciate the effort that you're putting back into the sport for those people that can't actually get there. Because it is expensive to travel all around New Zealand and over to Australia and around the world, but to be able to watch it, and that's a lot of effort from yourself and your team to put that together. So thanks, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. It was good. It ran really smoothly, and it grew from the first to second to third. The number is always increasing, and I think we're doing a really good job on keeping it well organized and running smoothly. People just show up. They know what mat they're going to fight. They know where they're going to fight, and they have good time. They just have really good feedbacks after. It's just really good vibe on the day, and after good feedbacks. And so, yeah, we'll keep running those for sure. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Well, that was my next question. It was you pretty much do one a year?
Yeah. We do one a year, and towards the end of the year. Yeah, that's when we're gonna run around November. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it just froze a little bit. Always around November, towards the end of the year. We try to not live close to any other competitions. Like, we're not trying to take away from anyone. So we try to stay away from the other comps, so people can actually, if you want to compete a lot in New Zealand, you can go to all the different ones.
Especially this last months, there's been every weekend has been awesome.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, just here, Christchurch, and it was really good. And next year as well, I think there will be quite a busy schedule. I think I'm gonna try to do a couple more in Queenstown rather than the King of the South. Yeah. Some isolated, no gi only, and gi only. That's the plan.
Yeah, I think it works so well though, having both together. Most people are pretty keen. If they go down, they're going to do both anyway.
They're going to do both anyway. Yeah.
I don't know where Hayden went. Hayden's gone.
Is Hayden gone?
I think he doesn't like me. I don't know. He'll come back soon, I guess. Anyway, yeah. Oh, cool. Too. Why not more though? Why not just do what every now and then? Here he is.
It's a lot of work. It's not just a lot of work, but I think if we do gi and no gi, some people will put a preference in one or the other. Yeah. So if you always say gi and no gi, some people go like, if you just give the option of a no gi comp, people who are not traveling to go to other comps, that's the only option they have. They're gonna have to go for it. They're gonna have to have a go on a no gi comp, and then after it's only gi. So if you don't like doing the gi and you want to compete, you're around the area, you're gonna have to have a go and put the gi on. So yeah.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it makes more sense, I guess, because then it also gives people a chance who are predominantly gi to go have a go at no gi. And I can't do no gi because I hurt my shoulder in the gi, so I don't want to.
I don't do no gi,
It's too fast.
yeah, I don't do no classic one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, how did you, the Nationals were up the last weekend. How did you have me to go up to the Nationals? How did you find that?
Quite a good team. I think people focused because of the traveling. I think we had the two comps here in Christchurch and Queenstown, so people focused a bit more on the comps here. But we had a few going to the Nationals as well, and it was really good. We had some good results there. And I think I reckon the team now is building experience. I think I can see next year being a big year for my team. Comps. I think a lot of people are building confidence and seeing other people competing and getting the vibe, looking at other people going like, I think I should be doing that as well.
It's pretty cool. And I did see a photo of you and your son Like I competed with my son when he was, oh, crikey, I think he was about 6 when we went over to Australia. Could even been a wee bit younger, but it's pretty awesome competing in the same tournament.
Yeah. I've done last year as well with my son and my daughter, and that was the reason I signed up for the nationals this year, was because my son was going and my daughter wasn't going, so it was just him. And he sees me training, he knows that I'm able to compete, like I'm not injured so I think, when he told me, I mentioned I was considering going, and he saw that I hesitated, and he goes, and he's 6 years old, so he's tiny. He goes, Dad, you don't have to if you don't want. And I was like, don't talk to me like that.
I fucking want to.
So, exactly. So that's when I decided to sign up. It was more for the experience for, go there and lead by example for my son, Rick, and my kids. And I needed that one to go to set me up for next year. So I'm pumped up.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Did you did you get to catch up with like Ben Boyce up there as well when you were up there?
Not this time, unfortunately. Yeah. We usually do catch up, but he was busy, and we didn't end up catching up this time. He came down not long ago, though.
Oh yeah, his gym's going really well up there. I see quite a bit on Facebook and Instagram, and with those guys in Up and Ados, man, they've got a really awesome big gym up there too. So it looks good.
Yeah.
So you guys have, like I said earlier, you started in Queenstown, and then all of a sudden, probably without you knowing much, you've started to expand. So tell us a wee bit about your expansion.
The expansion was really as it was required. More people come in. We need to have a better space, a bit bigger space, and then more people keep. I think it's just the consistent work of teaching jiu-jitsu to people, caring about people, and caring about delivering good jiu-jitsu, and people kept joining, and within my gym and within the one in Queenstown.
Oh, Guinness, man. Tough and
Yeah, it was just matter of keep doing the good work. As I said, when I started, there was no one showing up, and now there's people showing up. So I just keep adding to the timetable. I do a really cool fundamentals course that people love to join, and that brings students as well. Then I had a student that was running a gym in Wanaka, Alex Pereira, which is one of the black belts, and that's where Wanaka started to be an affiliated as well. And then down in Vercago, I had students that were training there as well, and they started running there. And then Pete Aberdeen took over, and he does a really amazing job in Vercago. And in Timaru was one of my students, Ricky, that trained with me as well for over 4 years. And he moved there. And then before he moved, he said, I want to start doing something there when I move, and I supported him. So we just really doing jiu-jitsu and delivering to people in a good way, and keeping the good vibes. I think it's no brainer.
If we talk about Invercargill, what happened the other week with Peter? What did Peter get?
Oh yeah, he's well-deserved black belt, isn't it?
Yes. How good! We saw the photos, man. His smile. It brightened up my day. It was just awesome to see, because he's been around
it was really
ages,
good. Yeah. I think I see a tear coming down, but we don't talk about
it. Sweat.
Yeah, it's all sweat.
Oh yeah, exactly. Hard work.
Eyeball sweat.
Yeah. Oh look, that's pretty awesome, because I mean, like I say, 10 years ago, you just wanted to love jiu-jitsu. You started out what you were doing, and then slowly, without you really even trying, your association is growing, expanding. You're growing your jiu-jitsu family even more, which is pretty awesome for the South, and for the South Island, but also for the Deep South as well, because let's be honest, we're a little country at the bottom of the world, and pretty much the next thing after us is the snow and ice. And you're building an association in this little country, in a little part of the world, which, yeah, that's awesome, man. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
And it's good to see the sport grow in general as well. There's so many good gyms, you know. When people ask me, well, where there's good gyms in New Zealand, and I can list.
There's heaps.
You know, we probably have good relationship with all the gyms, really. And I respect a lot of, you know, all the gyms really. They're doing good work. They have good jiu-jitsu, and I think it's growing in general. You know, it's just not one or two people doing it. It's it's really good to see, because as I said, when I went to that comp in 2008, you know, the black belts were mainly judo black belts, and the purple belts were the highlights of mainly, you know, and there was not much going on back then, and see the growth. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I've got videos from that tournament, and even when you watch the videos, everyone, all the competitors are in like groups of 2 or 3 and not talking. But you look at tournaments now, everyone's running around the mats, hey man, chatting to people. That's the best part about the vibe of jiu-jitsu in New Zealand, is this the way everyone just converges. I don't know what the word is, comes together, and it's like it's awesome. It makes new families on the day. It's awesome.
Yeah. Full of good people, I reckon, and everyone's doing awesome work, really. Yeah.
Nice. What is your future for you, man? What have you got goals you want to set, or is it just, what is it? What do you see yourself in 5 years?
Older.
That's a question. What I think my focus is now, it's focus on the schools and make sure we are delivering. You know, we getting to the competition and getting these people doing really well in competition, train them well, and as well as giving the opportunity for people who don't want to compete, or he's not on that point yet, or, you know, is not joining in just to go and compete. And I think what I want to do is able to deliver that well, to have that strong competition team and still have that family environment.
Yeah.
Where we teach kids. You know, my school have kids from 5 years old, and we have people to masters 5. The range is big. You know, we have competitors that are really keen to compete, and have people who don't think they're able to do that, you know. So I think if you ask about my goal now within the jiu-jitsu, is be able to deliver all of these aspects, doing it well. And I think it's not easy. With you know, having a timetable, you have just so much time that you can spare for certain types of classes. So I think it is to be able to figure some, you know, I think it's the way it's going is good. I just wanted to make it real good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have you felt this this year? Like I was just talking to my brother who is in Perth, and like after COVID, they've actually had quite a big a spurt, I suppose you could say. You know, a big growth. How have you guys dealt with it being in Queenstown? Like, you've come through it. I knew you were doing a lot of Zoom classes and bits and pieces, but have you noticed a bit of a growth after COVID, or a loss, or you're just still the same? How was that?
In Queenstown is the thing that a lot of people are really affected financially, and a lot of people left, you know. So we had a lot of people going back home to wherever home they, you know. So during COVID, I tried to keep it up, doing stuff on the internet, and it was pretty good, you know, better than I thought. I was really scared of it. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to do something on the internet, you know. And but it was really good. I have to say, I enjoyed it. I had a little dojo in my home, and I kept training with my wife, and these classes. And then after, I think there was a lot of people who during COVID saw whatever they saw, you know, and they made goals.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of people interested to start doing jiu-jitsu after. You know, they had life goals. If everything goes back to normal, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I think a lot of people joined after. So we did see a decrease in number of people, but not a decrease in interest in jiu-jitsu. So I think we're picking back up now, and yeah, we came through okay. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we look at the jiu-jitsu in general, but I've got a really good focus on like kids, bringing kids through. Do you have a big kids program down there?
Yeah, we do have quite a yeah. We've been doing that for a while now. Not for but it's been doing for a while, so we can see the kids. It's really nice to see the kids getting their technique and understanding of jiu-jitsu. They pick up way faster than adults.
It's crazy, eh?
You think they're not paying attention. They think they're not paying attention, and then you get a bit upset, and you go like, oh my God, yeah. And then they go roll and they use the technique you taught. And I was like, how did you do that? Yeah, so we have a good kids program, and we have a good kids competitors team as well. And yeah, we love it. We have different levels of kids classes. We have kids coming in and learning all the shrimping and all the fundamentals of the game, and have kids that are a bit more advanced as well. So as a kids team as well, we get into that level where we have in Monaco have a couple of orange belts, but getting out that gray belt to yellow belt phase of the kids that started a few years ago. And it's pretty cool. It's growing as well. And yeah, something we want to focus on, because that's going to feed us as young adults in the near future. That's my 5 years plan as well. Get those kids.
I think it's the same thing with most gyms. Like we got a pretty good kids program as well, and yeah, it's amazing watching these kids grow. Like I've had a lot of them now, like 4 or 5 years I've been teaching them, and yeah, to see them come from they're 13, 14, 15, and watching them come through now to where they were when they were 9, 8, 9, 10. You know what I mean? It's pretty awesome to see them grow as young teenagers. Do you have many, I don't say competition, but many other clubs in Queenstown, not just jiu-jitsu, but any other martial art clubs kind of thing that are around?
Yeah. There's a lot for kids in the area. So there's karate. There's a lot of kids activities. That's why I think a lot of the kids do once a week, because there's so much for kids to do here that the parents want them to try everything. They want to do a lot of stuff and music and this and that. Then that's how they start. And then they start, I think you have the ones that pick to take jiu-jitsu a bit more seriously. They do a bit more. But there's a lot of stuff. Even with my kids, we struggle because they want to try stuff. They look, my friend's doing this, and they want to try it out. And then you go like,
not jiu-jitsu.
You try to tell them that. What's that?
That's not jiu-jitsu.
I tell them like, you don't have to do jiu-jitsu, and then my heart goes, goes hard. It's like, come on. But they like it. They keep doing it. But there's other stuff as well. And it just have so much time for them. Yeah.
As a coach, a referee, and running competitions, how are you seeing the level of the kids now? Like from when you first started doing competitions and refereeing to just watching them now when you fight, do you have more feel like, whoa, these guys, just the potential of the kids now compared to when you first started?
Yeah, you can see some kids as well. You can see some kids coming and they just get it. It's insane. It's really cool to watch. And even some kids, like saying my students, you see them in the gym sometimes and they not going 100, they just being lazy some days. They go to come, they switch on. And it's really cool. You can see the potential in all those kids. And to be honest, I've seen kids competing in New Zealand for a while now. Some of the kids I see competing, the adults now, right? So I remember a lot of the adults competing now. I see them as kids walking around the mats back in the day in Gomes. And but even now within South Island, those comps you see, we can recognize the kids, and you can see how they're getting a lot better. And they're gonna be That's, I think next generation's coming for sure, and that's what we're gonna have to keep feeding the sport with. Thank you.
Trying to keep up with them.
If I go to be honest, if I go, like I went for a couple of camps last year. You know, I go visit gyms. I have no, you know, I really love doing that. And if I see a kid with a green or usually a green belt walking around the adults quite comfortable, you know, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You got to watch those kids.
Well,
they're going to wrap you up in knots.
There was the young kid up in the Christchurch Open. I think he must have been 15 or 16. He was a green belt, and he won the blue belt division.
Yeah.
He went in the blue belt.
He was referee,
yeah. Nearly disqualified him. I said, this is disrespect to the elder.
But the worst part is, when he becomes a blue belt, he's going to have like 7 years experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have this conversation all the time with people. It's like, they go, 16-year-old beats a black belt or brown belt or whatever it is. And it's like, well, hang on.
He started for 12 years.
How long has the 16-year-old been doing jiu-jitsu for? You know, you look at the Rotorua twins, you know, they started when they were 4 and they're 17 now. Do you know what I mean? They've been doing jiu-jitsu longer than most adults have ever been doing jiu-jitsu.
Exactly. All those kids from the clubs, you know, that they coming out now as blue belts. They have a high level, you know. They green black belts as kids. They can't be blue belts, but their level is easily purple belt, you know. And then they come as a blue belt. It is, which I think is good. I don't think they should go straight to jump belts. They have to go through that. But the skill levels are insane. Skill levels are, and to be honest, it's also, you know, it just has to keep going. Next generation, then generation after them is going to be even, you know.
I mean, that's one thing I do like about jiu-jitsu. It's not, and this is no thing about any other martial art, but jiu-jitsu, it is a time and skill-based level. Yes, you've got your phenoms, you've got your BJPNs, and you've got your what's his name? Oh, there's a couple in Kawatera and all that, and they get them in 4 and 5 years. But you know, the average Joe Blow, it takes, you know, 10+ years to get your black belt. You know, and even your kids, they could take 10+ years before they're getting up into that level or age group to get their black belt. They're 19, 20, but they've been doing it since they're 10 years old. You know, you watch a lot of things on YouTube, and I just think, that's one of the things I do actually like about jiu-jitsu. It's definitely earned. The time is earned when you come through your belts, and I think the kids and I think the adults actually appreciate that too. You know, it's not one of those things that's just given sometimes.
Well, the one thing you said about the kids, I had a discussion with someone else, and it's like, but it's not fair because he's only really done it from blue belt for 3 or 4 years. So, but if you can stick with a sport from the age of 7 to the age of 19, you deserve everything you've got. That's a long time, especially at 7, to dedicate yourself to one martial art that you lose so many fights in. It's hard, man. It's well worth it.
And that's one thing I was going to mention as well is when it asked about the kids program. I think the hard part is they go through the age. You know, it's hard to keep the kids interested. You know, you have a group of kids, and then this kid's doing really well, and then out of the blue they lose interest because whatever is in life, you know.
Oh, that's called girls, man. Girls.
I was gonna say it.
Yeah, maybe. But I think, I think it's quite hard to keep them motivated, you know. And if they do stay, you know, good on them, good on the club, you know, good on good for sport, and it's happening a lot. I
know. There's a young girl out of Axis. I think she's 18 17 or 18 now, and I remember watching her in one of the kids' comps a few years ago. She's sponsored actually by Marvia.
Is that Maddie Wilson?
Maddie Wilson.
She's awesome.
And she's awesome. She competed at the one in Christchurch just recently. And
Queenstown as well.
Yeah. Did she compete in Queenstown? Yeah, and she was this little girl on the mat, and now she's a young lady and that kind of stuff, and she's still doing jiu-jitsu. And like you say, it's awesome to see those people just keep doing what they love to do. Like you say, you get a lot of drop-offs, but there's also a lot of people that like staying around, and the other ones you look at and go, wow, you guys are awesome.
And I think the kids, they come back as well. They go through phases, and they try different sports or whatever they're doing. But I think they come back. That's why the consistent work is good. They decide to go for a school term, go for 2, and then but they end up coming back. And I had quite a few students actually that we thought, they're doing so well, we're working on them, they're getting it. You look forward to see them growing in the sport, and then they leave. But a lot of them come back, and you're like, keep working on the.
It's a hard one to come back to, because you lose so much in a short amount of time. Or everyone else gets better, and you just.
I'll tell you what, it's quite. I think
I've got adults, to be honest, adults who suffer that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those blue purple belt adults, they live for a while, and they go, but I think a lot of people can't come back. They just don't make it. Yeah.
Hurts your pride.
I've got a student. I've got a student, Hayden Sturzaker. He's a bit of a classic one for that. I taught him quite a while ago, and then he's come back just recently, probably the last 6-7 months, I suppose. He's got right back into it. But again, it's like a switch has gone off in his head. He started for a while, and then he stopped for years, and now he's come back, and now like he's pulling off moves that just, is that how that works, and that how that works, and it's pretty cool.
Jiu-jitsu never stops working in your head. Once you did for, let's say you do for a year or 2 or more, and you stop. Of course, when you come back, you're gonna be
rusty.
You're gonna be not as sharp. But I think you're still working stuff in your head, and you're gonna learn faster. Because it's there. I don't think you stop doing jiu-jitsu, you stop thinking about jiu-jitsu, or stop understanding it. People should come back. Get a hard time in the gym for about a month or a year, whatever it is, and it's worth it, isn't it?
It's the
It
best.
definitely is worth it. Shoes. Look, mate, this is just throwing. What's your plan? Do you shut down over Christmas? Like Christmas is a month away. Do you go through? Is your rest time for 2 weeks? Do you recharge and go spend it with the family?
The rest that I get is more from the kids' classes. It's a lot of kids' classes a week. So not having the kids' classes, I think that's a break. Stop teaching. I want to train. I still want to train, so I'll be there. So there's no. I don't think in Queenstown. I don't think even we're gonna have a reduced schedule. I think we're just gonna carry on. Of course, through maybe on that week between Christmas and New Year, on those days. But other than that, we're gonna train. There's a big year coming in next year. I don't think we're gonna have too much of a break. In Wanaka, we might decrease the schedule a little bit because it's different again.
Yeah.
A lot of people go away and school is not as big. But I don't plan on stopping. No.
Do you teach at Wanaka at Wanaka as well? Or does your other student?
I teach in Wanaka. I teach Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I teach kids program there as well. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Queenstown. And weekends I'm in Queenstown. Here and there. 1 hour, it's not long. It's a nice drive. About 15 minutes drive there and back. It's a very nice road. And it's quite good.
Let's be honest, mate. You're one of the most beautiful places in the world down that part of the country.
Yeah. I can't complain. I was concerned when I committed to it. I was like, I had the traveling time, but no, it's quite nice. The club in Wanaka it's growing quite a lot now. The kids program especially, but the adults. I enjoy that vibe of growing the team again from being very small to seeing it growing and see people getting excited about it. We do have a core group of people there as well, of the people who've been training for longer. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because a lot of the places that you are talking about, so your Queenstown, Wanaka, Invercargill, and Timaru, they're small towns. They're not cities. They're small towns, but very loyal. Well, not loyal, but local kind of things. So you can really grow a community inside your organisation. Whether it's adults, obviously adults start, I'll get my kids into it, or my kids start, and then the parents go, the kids are doing it, I might as well doing that. Do you know what I mean? So it's really good, and that way to find, you're giving back in that way as well to the community. Yeah,
as soon as I think on these small places, as soon as you do a good work, people trust you on your work, and they know that you're doing, you know what you're doing good work. They trust you mainly. And then you into, it's a bit easier to bring the community into it. The kids talk at school, they bring their friends, the parents come and watch. If they come twice, I'm already inviting them to join the club. Why are you not training? And then you have the excuse, too old, too stiff. I was like, that doesn't work. I proved them wrong.
It gets easier.
So there's, yeah, right. Yeah. But, I think the parents go and they see the environment. They go like, I can do that. And then it's kind of family bonding for them. They're doing the same thing. So the parents join because the kids are there. Or the parents are there and they see the good environment we have. And they have kids. It's like, do you have kids program? Yeah. And then they put the kids. So I think that's the main way to grow in these small towns is like that, just slowly, surely, but different from big towns that you have a lot of number of people. It doesn't matter. People still going to come in.
Well, hey, look, we could probably sit here all night and talk and that kind of stuff. Really appreciate your time, especially on a Friday night. I know you're a busy man. Especially since we've just talked about how busy you are. But look, we come up with a few questions, but so I think, am I doing it, Bryan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hang on, you can do it. Don't know where I wrote it. Have you frozen out there, Hayden? I'll do it then. Yeah. So at the end.
Yeah.
I'll do it. You're freezing off. I'll do it.
Okay.
So yeah, at the end we do 5 questions. So it's just quick fire. First one, open guard or closed guard? Which is your favorite?
Open.
That was very easy. What is the best gym other than yours or any of your affiliates that you've ever trained at?
In New Zealand?
Oh, in general, in general, anywhere.
Best gym I ever trained.
Most enjoyable.
Tricky. Enjoyable is tricky because everywhere you go, it's always very nice. You know what I mean? Like it's a tricky one.
It's a good political question, isn't it? Yeah.
Well answered.
It's not. I'm not trying to be political, but to be honest, it is. It is what it is. And you walk in with a black belt in a gym, they always try to give you a hard time. So that's enjoyable as well. You know what I mean? You go there and there's a lineup of people trying to give you a go. Do I have to answer that? Did you get away with it?
That's fine. What's your favorite submission? Oh, hey, what do you got?
Yeah.
No. Oh, no. You carry on. I'll just butt into your 5 questions.
What's your favorite submission or sweep? Your favorite move to do in jiu-jitsu?
Armbar. Love armbars.
From anywhere?
from anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, from guard. I think they're nice. Remember I said armbar from guard sold me day one. I never. Yeah, I love it.
I think it is. It's so many steps, but they all flow together. But they all seem so separate. But they don't. But they're not. It's amazing.
Armbar are beautiful. You know, if you can get around the person's, you know, and get the arm, I think it's beautiful. I love it. Yeah. Nice. Leg locks are hot at the moment, but I love arm bars.
Yeah, I was just having this discussion with leg locks to someone else. Like, I like them, but it takes away the fun of the scramble for me. Like, it's the diving for feet. You're like, oh fuck, now I've got to defend. I can't scramble. Or it just changes it around a little bit for me.
Yeah.
All right. So here's your New Zealand question: rugby or soccer? Which one do you...
Soccer. Yeah, soccer.
Finish.
To play soccer, to watch, I quite enjoy watching rugby. Yeah. To be honest, I find rugby possibly more interesting to watch than soccer. To be honest with you, never played rugby, so I played a lot of soccer. But I do find quite fun watching it. To be honest, I like playing it. Quite a competitive person, so you know, if there's two teams going at each other, I love playing football. But yeah, I like watching rugby. It's fun. Nice. Seeing people trying to smash each other.
Right. Here's the most important question: do you wash your belt or do you not wash your belt?
I don't wash my belt.
I think we need another question, another one, because you're just like losing big time.
No. I have faith. I have a lot of clean freaks that will join me here.
Yeah. I want to thank you. Really, like, I know my screen's probably been freezing, and I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I want to thank you heaps for coming on. But first, before you leave, though, I want you to hit out. I don't know if you can remember all the addresses for the people that may want to watch this. But where your clubs are around the place. So, do you know where they all are and the addresses?
Yes.
Okay, hit them out, mate. Tell everyone where they are in Queenstown, Wanaka, Invercargill, and Timaru.
Okay. Queenstown is at 15 Oaks Drive, close to New World, Marcos Park. You find these on the side. So that's Queenstown. Wanaka, 18 Gordon Road, across the road to the brewery. That's just random information. Just thought I'd throw it out there.
If you live there, you'll know where it is.
Yeah, exactly. Easy to find. 18 Gordon Road in Wanaka. Awesome. Both, you know, awesome environment, both gyms. Invercargill, I would suggest finding the address in the Facebook or Instagram, or contact Peter Aberdeen. I won't be able to tell you the address. But hey, they have an awesome team, they're awesome environment, and they're doing awesome work. Any of these gyms, please go and visit. Timaru, it's they do at Night MMA Club, so that's, I think, an easy way to find them as well. Night MMA. In Timaru, that's where you find them. Yeah. So anywhere you go, that's my main, you know, one of my main goals is to have a good environment, and I'm 100% sure that anyone who shows up, you're gonna be welcomed. It's of course always on the person's, you know, if you come on the right attitude, you'll be welcomed. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, nice, mate. Yeah. Nice. So you guys, make sure you check those out. Okay, it's out there. Timaru, Invercargill, Queenstown, and Wanaka. Okay, so make sure you check out those jiu-jitsu places. Cool place to train, head coach. So hey, look, thank you very much for everything you're doing for the sport in the South. We'll definitely still and will support you through your King of the South comps, and yeah, hopefully we'll get down there soon and have a roll. And thank you very much for coming on board, mate.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for the opportunity.
No worries.
Yeah, everybody who travels down south for a trip, bring your gi.
Yes.
People come and say,
always.
Yeah.
Very important.
Always.
Bring your gi. Doesn't matter. At least I crash out in the shorts. At least.
Yeah. Hey, mate. Thanks heaps for that, bud. Sweet as.
Thanks, bro.
Very much, guys.
Yeah.
I keep losing the fucking record button. There it is.